Yeah, that's right. Welcome in. Welcome back, folks, to a Marcus Freeman has a very serious decision to make regarding how he approaches the quarterback dynamic this spring. Let's break it all down. Edition Eddie with as always, you can find the program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Get a video thumbs up. That helps Yanni Boy out as well. Notifications on that way you don't miss nothing. Twitter, search bar, Always Irish Rat. Always Irish Inc. Emails, alwaysirishnd@gmail.com. Audio only. Anywhere you want it, you can get it. Don't want to see my face? Who's going to blame you for that? How do you think I feel? Call-in lines. 312-988-15. Dial it up. Tell Uncle Yanni Boy. Oh, you've heard and seen. Notre Dame Fighting Irish brought to you by SI. Read all about it. I got something for you every day. You don't want to see me. You don't want to hear me. Read me. Do you read me? Patreon.com/Always Irish. He the former captain. He the leading tackler. Mike Goolsby and myself breaking it all down. Thanks to everybody who's there. All right. Marcus Freeman has some big decisions to make regarding this quarterback dynamic. You made the decision. You're not going to the portal. It's going to be an in-house guy. Great. Fine. The first decision for Marcus isn't who's the starter. The first decision that sets the tone for all of this is how does Freeman want to set this up in spring ball? Follow me here. Freeman does, all coaches, right before spring ball, they do the press conference that opens up spring ball. Talk about coaching changes, injury updates. They take questions, whatever. Freeman usually gives a little talk, then they open it up, right? Talk about injury updates, whatever. Does Freeman decide in that monologue to say regarding the quarterback dynamic, you know, we're staying in-house. We like the guys we have. This is going to be an open competition where the best man's going to win through now and August. And it's an open competition. We're going to give everybody a chance to shine. May the best man win the job. Let's get after it. Does he say that? Does he say Steve Gillis, the loyal son, he's been the backup. He's going to start as the number one, and we're going to go from there and see how it goes? Does he say that? And I want you to really think about the difference between setting it up, open competition, whatever, versus Steve's the default number one, and it's on somebody else to overtake him, getting the 2 and the 3 reps. Aren't you weighting the scale there if you do it that way? Because it's easy to say Steve's going to be with the ones, but somebody could overtake him. Yeah, with the third string O-line and third string skill talent, like it's hard to do. So you're kind of weighting the scale if you do it that way. How Freeman's going to want to open this whole thing up is going to give you a lot of insight of where the staff is at. Here's the other option. The other option is Freeman doesn't address that at all when he does his initial speech, which is his prerogative. He could not say anything about it on his own. Fine. The second they open it up for questions, if that's not the first question asked, the media is not doing their damn job. So somebody in my morning show said, Freeman doesn't owe you that explanation. What? Yeah, that's fine. He doesn't owe it, but he's going to have to address it. There's no way around it. You're technically the guy that said that to me in the chat's correct. Freeman doesn't owe me an explanation of what he wants to do at quarterback. Fine. He doesn't have to offer that up. It's going to be asked, and he's going to have to address it, though, no matter what. So if he doesn't provide that on his own, it's going to be the number one question asked, or all the media is doing a bad job. It's the number one storyline. And the number 2 storyline is that defense going to melt to ashes with the new guy? So there's no way around this. Freeman's going to either be asked this or talk about it in his first presser. His answer is going to set the tone for what this is going to start out looking like. I sincerely believe this. You are going to have Notre Dame fans in these camps, in these quadrants. Some are loyal to Steve. Some are CJ Carr guys. My Patreon partner, Goolsby, hashtag why not Kenny. There's going to be some people that want Buckner to get back in the mix. Like, I'm just saying, it's a weird dynamic where I am not sure there's going to be a clear-cut favorite amongst the fans, and you're going to have people in all these different camps, and they're going to have different reasons they're in all these different camps. It's going to be really, really interesting. So then let's move this forward. When you move it forward, look at what you have coming. Your first game is at Miami. Then you have a week off. Then you host Texas A&M. What I expect to be a much improved Texas A&M team. Year two under Elko. They're going to have a fast and physical defense. They found a quarterback after we beat them last year. Like, it's going to be a more put together A&M team. How does that start to the season impact how Marcus Freeman looks at this quarterback dynamic? And should it? That's another question. Do you think it's right or wrong for the coaches to be like, man, we have a tough front-loaded schedule, tough game one on the road? Should, or how much should that impact the way they're looking at this? If it impacts it a lot in the coaches' minds, that favors Angeli. That favors Angeli. If they're weighting that at all with this quarterback competition, thinking we got a tough week one and a tough second game, we need to that weights it towards Angeli then with the experience. Versus, I'm not looking at the schedule at all, and I just want the guy that just plays the best in spring ball and August camp is going to be our starter. Separate from whether you play Central Michigan or Miami week one. I am not acting like I know the right answer or the right way Freeman should look at all this. I don't know. I don't know where he's coming from on how much that early schedule is going to matter or not when he's deciding the quarterback thing. I don't know. I don't have all the answers. I'm just a guy who yells in his basement. So I don't know. That's a big, big decision to make. And then let's blow this up even more. Blow this up even more. How open is the Notre Dame fan base to building around a younger guy that is not a starter? Or even Angeli is like, he has some experience, but it's not enough that makes me feel comfortable with him going in and playing Miami because he's been in a lot of backup, been in a lot of garbage time games. You got to credit him for what he did against Penn State in the bowl game and coming, like, leading Notre Dame down. I credit him for all that. But I'm not acting like Steve Angeli has enough experience where it's like, oh, yeah, that makes me, let's go with him against Miami. I don't believe that. But ask yourself this. It's really easy to say. You know, we've been doing the one and done quarterback thing now, couple cycles with Sammy Boy, the model, and Riley Leonard. Now we're ready to really get behind a young guy and develop for 2 or 3 years, rally around a young guy with high upside and build this around him together. It's very easy for this fan base and me to say, yes, I'm ready for that ride and experiment. That is easy to say. If you start out the year 0-1 or 0-2 because you're running out a young quarterback who isn't prepared for that moment and makes a bunch of rookie mistakes under pressure, the tone's going to change real quick. You made it to the championship game this last year, the final two. Ain't nobody looking to regress off that. You start out 0-1 or 0-2 or whatever, you got problems. So it's easy to say, let's go on this journey and build around a young guy till they struggle and you're like maybe out of the playoff by week 3. Well, if you're 0-2, I'm just saying. It's real easy to be down for that project till you lose a game or two. Miami, A&M, Purdue, whatever, Arkansas, Boise, NC State, USC, all of that front half of the schedule. So, one thing to keep in mind is if you're going to go with like Minchie or Carr, whatever, and you go right into Miami, if that offensive line could be healthy and as good as everybody's talking about, that could be the biggest offensive saving grace to succeeding in that moment. Take as much pressure off your young quarterback as you can by running the ball and trusting that O-line can move people. That'd be a good way to shut up all those fans down there. Move people in the running game. Support that young quarterback. Take the pressure off the guy. So, I don't know, you guys. These are some big, big decisions. There's no clear-cut right way to do this. And I'm not sure how it's going to go. I am not sure how it's going to go. There is no easy way to do this. And so Freeman's got big decisions to make about how he wants to set this up. How he chooses to set this up structurally in the beginning of all this in spring is going to set the tone for what this project looks like. So I don't know how you guys are thinking about it. I don't know how you want it to go. I don't necessarily have a dog in a fight, like one guy that I'm sure I want. I just want the best guy, the guy that plays the best, give us the best chance to win these early games. And I don't care who it is. The best case scenario in all of this is that one guy just stands out. And if you could get into a scenario where one of these guys just rises head and shoulders above the others, and it's just clear, that is your best case scenario because the decision's made for you. The decision's made for you then. But if you don't get that, and it's pretty close between these guys, and you're setting up a relatively equal competition, I don't know how you navigate that then. Do you also have to think about a guy that doesn't win the job hitting that transfer portal right after blue and gold? I don't know. So this is complicated, but I just think the way Freeman sets it all up is going to be a key to how this goes. If this staff and Denbrock and Freeman and Gino already have an idea of how they want it to go, they could structurally set things up in that guy's favor. Could be very subtle. The division of the number one reps. What sort of support that guy gets as far as the number one O-line, number one skill talent when they're out there compared to other guys getting 2s and 3s for their reps. And it's hard to have the support. You need to look good. I don't know. But these are big time decisions Notre Dame's got to get right because of what the front end of this schedule looks like. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to check out the merchandise. The link is in the description. You can browse and carouse all the different Always Irish gear. Make sure you head over there and get something for the next tailgate. Thanks for being here.